everyone. I am Kausik Povada from second year at IT Vishnu Institute of Technology. In this session, we are discussing about the Node.js interview questions. So let us discuss one by one. What is Node.js and how it is different from other server-side technologies like Apache and PHP? While talking about PHP versus Node.js, Node.js is an asynchronous, event-driven and non-blocking programming language, whereas PHP is a synchronous programming language. And as we know, Node.js is a runtime environment that allows developers to run JavaScript on the server side, and it is great for building fast, scalable, and efficient backend applications. And PHP operates in a synchronous manner, which can lead to slower performances in some cases, especially when dealing with large numbers or simultaneous requests. It is the difference between the Node.js and other server-side technologies like Apache or PHP. And now let us discuss about the second question, which represents what is a callback function in Node.js and why are they commonly used in asynchronous programming. Node.js callbacks are special type functions passed as an argument to another function. They are called when the function that contains a callback as an argument completes its execution and allows the code in the callback to run in the meantime. Callbacks help us to asynchronous calls. A callback function that is passed as an argument. Callbacks are essential for asynchronous programming, which allows multiple tasks to be executed simultaneously, improving application performance. A function that is to be executed after another function has finished execution. Thank you. Now let us come to the third question. What is the purpose of the package.json file in Node.js project? Can you explain the key properties found in this file? In the Node.js ecosystem, the package.json file serves as a central hub for managing dependencies, scripts, metadata, and other essential projects information. For Node.js project provides a simplified way to manage the project's metadata and dependencies. The file ensures the project always has current information about the libraries and tools need to cover correctly. This is the entry or starting point of the app. It specifies the main file of the application that triggers when the application starts. JSON. The main property of the JSON is a direction to the entry point to the module that the package.json is describing. Thank you. Now let us discuss about the fourth question, which is nothing but the explain the differences between require and import statements in Node.js. When and why would you see one over the other? Require is a built-in function to import modules provided by the common JS module. Import statements are used in ES6 or ECMA script module to include the modules. Required includes the complete files, whereas by import we can include specific exponent components slowly. Import statements are static module dependencies and are hosted, which means they are moved to the top of the current module. Require has load dynamically. You can selectively load the pieces you need to require, but with import you can selectively load only the piece you need, which can save memory. So this is the difference between the require and import statements in Node.js. Now let us discuss about the fifth question. What is the middleware in Content Express.js? Can you give example of how you use this in resultful APIs? Middleware functions are functions that have access to the request object REQ, the response object RES, and the next function in the application's request response cycle. The next function is a function in which the express router, which when invoked executes the middleware succeeding the middleware. A request handler with access to the application request response cycle is known as the middleware. It is a function that holds a request object, response object, and sends the response to the server before the request. The app use function used to mount the specified middleware functions as the path that is being specified. Now let us discuss the sixth question. What is the RESTful API and how can you create one using Node.js and Express.js? Explain the main HTTP methods used in RESTful APIs. A RESTful API is a web service that follows the principle of REST architecture. It uses the standard HTTP methods like GET, POST, PUT, DELETE to perform CRUD. Create, read, update, delete. CRUD represents the acronym C for create, R for read, U for update, and D for delete. Operations on resources and data is typically transferred in JSON or XML format. How to create a secure RESTful API? Make use of HTTPS. HTTP protocol secure version. Make use of authentication. Restrict access. Validation of input. Implement security best practices. User models. Post models. Register the endpoint, etc. RESTful API is an interface that two computer systems use to exchange information securely over the internet. Now let us discuss the seventh question, which represents what is the purpose of the Node Package Manager (NPM) and how do you use it to Manage dependencies in Node.js project. A package contains all the files needed for a module, and modules are the JavaScript libraries that can be included in Node project according to the requirement of the project. NPM can install all the dependencies of a project to the package.json file. Use a package manager. The easiest way to manage dependencies in a Node.js application is to use a package manager like npm or yarn. Package managers allow developers to install and update packages easily, as well as keep track of which packages your application depends on. Now let us discuss the final question, which represents why is it important to hash passwords in a web application. For security, it is not possible to reverse the process and retrieve the original password from the hash. It is used to protect user credentials and sensitive information from unauthorized users. A part of URL that comes after the # hash to verify files are copied between two resources. Thank you. Here is the interview question and explains the brief information about the Node.js interview question.